Nah, I can't roll with you on that. I can't roll
Hey,
with
man,
you on
it's
that.
cool.
Did you say including Rusty
I
intro?
feel like Shebang is so overrated. It just
Bro,
for me
what?
personally,
My overrated song is "Ran to Atlanta." Over that
Oh
one.
my god.
Nah, is it Molly's part?
No, Molly's my favorite part of the song. It was the most basic trap song on
I
there.
feel like we should all say our like what we thought on our first listen, and then after everybody goes, then say like, you know what I'm saying? How do we feel about it now? Like, how has it changed? Type shit.
Right. I think with every Drake album, I have the initial reaction of
All right, y'all, it's about that time, man.
sometimes, like recently, this one was kind of the same. Just because I was just a little. It was late at night. You know, I was at first I was thinking like, this is solid. This is solid, but not nothing crazy. And then like I guess I'll leave the rest for what I thought later. But that was my initial thought. On Be Real.
Honestly, we could just go like backwards, so it could be like Kim, then Dario, then me, then Ken. Type.
Okay, bet.
Yeah, bet. No, go ahead, Daryl. Go ahead. You got it. You got it.
Okay. First listen. I mean, I was watching I watched the stream, so it was kind of like all in one motion. So first listen with the music videos in context, I was like, okay, yeah, no, he's doing his thing. He's barring this out. I like everything that he had going, but I probably would have I wasn't like too amazed. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no context. You kind of gotta sit with it and let the context of the music kind of develop, and then you hear little nuances and stuff. Obviously, like Janice popped out to me off rip, but I could tell that he was being experimental, and like I felt like, okay, there's this heavy tone going on towards really trying to get his get back. So all of those off the first listen was just like hit me back to back on how many people he was getting at. And then there was lines that went over my head. So that's another reason where it was like, all right, like I ain't gonna rate it OD. So yeah, first listen was great though. It was still like it was at par from what I expected for all of the rollout, but it's not at par for what I expected to wait like a year. First listen. That's all I have.
Yeah, I get that. For me, it was more like how I listen to all albums and just all music in general. Like I listen to the production first, and then like how they flow over the production, like their melodies, their vocals over the production, and then the lyrics. So when I was listening to it, I think the second beat drop in Dust is when I like locked in. Like Make Them Cry was cool at first. I wasn't like that impressed, but when Dust came in, that beat came in, like listening at headphones or whatever, like that's when I was like, okay, Drake is on instrumentals that I maybe haven't heard him haven't heard him be on in a little bit. So the production stood out to me immediately. And I think as I like Drake's a good artist where he can have those quick bars like Lil Wayne kind of, where you can kind of pick up on certain shit, like the Aiden Ross shit. I heard that. I picked up on that first time, where like other artists you might have to like wait a little bit and dive into their music. But I think the production immediately like stood out to me. And that's why I was like, all right, this shit is heat. I purposely didn't watch the live stream because I didn't want any spoilers. So I think, and I will talk about it after, but I think watching some of the videos after honestly gave me a different opinion about certain shit. But yeah, production was key.
Is it me or you can?
I think it's me first.
All right, bro.
It's me. So for me, it was different. Like I had the opportunity. I'm in Austin, right? Austin, Texas. I had the opportunity to go to a club and actually listen to it because there was this thing where this club called Mayfair was going to play the album as soon as it dropped, right? And I was listening to it in the club setting, and I was listening to it in the car first, and then I got to the club. I probably was like on song 2 or 3 in the whip, and like I always gotta give an album a car test. Like after you give the album a car test, then you really see if it really like is hitting for real, right? So off rip, I had enjoyed the album. I knew I was gonna like it. I think like towards the middle and the end, I started getting a little bit bored just because the album only had 3 features. But I respect that because I don't want an album to be loaded with features. But on a lot of the album, if it's rapping, Drake comes with the same cadence and flow that he has been using for the past, I want to say at least like 7 to 8 years. That doesn't really hinder the album for me. However, I did feel like I already heard a couple songs before that he had, like, he probably had like a song off Certified Lover Boy that was in that area that he could have just slapped on Iceman. I don't think it was worth the 2 year wait, but at the same time, like, after everything that happened with Kendrick and the beef, like, and him, the way he addressed it on the album, I probably listened to the album like 4 or 5 times since then, and even before this, like an hour before we started streaming, I listened to the album one more time, and I heard some shit that I didn't hear the first time. So I really respect Drake for the double entendres and layering it to where, like, yes, you can catch a vibe, kind of like what Cam was saying earlier. You can catch a vibe, you can put it on in a pregame, but if you listen to it by yourself, you're gonna catch some shit that you didn't hear the first time. So overall, I had a good first listening experience with the project, and I'm still probably running it. It's right as of right now, probably halfway into the year, is going to be in my top 3 albums of the year so far. And I hate to say that because it sounds like very generic, and like obviously everybody loves Drake, but if you put Drake gonna be in everybody's like at least top 5, like he has to be. If he's not in your top 5, then kind of like what you doing? You can hate him or love him, but
I feel that, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I be writing shit down because I can't think of everything at once and then say it. So, all right. So first of all, in terms of my like first initial reaction to it, bro, I listened to it for the first time, like you said, Dario, on stream, right? And I watched like Iceman episode 4, so this was leading up until like the 12 o'clock drop. And as I was listening to it, I was under the impression that it wasn't Iceman. I didn't know that this was the actual album. So I wasn't listening to it in the mindset of like, oh, this is the shit, like let me lock in. It was kind of like, all right, like I'm just kind of listening. I'm not really listening. And like even when it comes to Drake anyways, like the projects usually always take time to grow on me. It's been like that for the longest now. And in terms of like, oh shoot, his shit good. But I'm gonna just finish what I was saying. In terms of like
yeah,
like
you good.
okay. In terms of like my first thoughts though, it was kind of hard for me. It's kind of hard for me to love a project without knowing the stories behind it. And when it comes to like beef and stuff like that, I don't really pay attention to that, like I was saying earlier. So after I listened to the project, I had to kind of go back and figure out like what was going on for real, and then that kind of made me, what I'm saying. So like Cam said, he can listen to the production on first listen, but like that's really all you can listen for. It's not possible to take in everything that's going on first listen. And that's why like on first listen I kind of liked it a little bit, but like I didn't really like it wasn't really sticking for me. Like the only song, like Darius said, the only song that really stuck for me was Janice Shut the Fuck Up. That was the only song where on first and I was like, okay, this is tough. But like everything else was like I'm listening to it, and also there's a lot of songs on it. It's like I can't really, I don't know. It just wasn't hidden like that. Like it wasn't really, what I'm saying? But later on, obviously we're gonna talk about that later, but yeah.
Now, when I went back to listen to it, I'm not gonna lie, definitely changed my perspective. My first rating was like, I'm not gonna lie, I was on live, and if I went back and looked at that, my reactions to certain like bars and stuff like that, or like what was annoying me the most at the time was the beat switches, and I know that's like a staple for Drake, but like it was like 4 or 5 songs in there at towards the middle or bottom that each of them had beat switches. I was like, dog, like these could be different songs or keep the beat switch off. That's how I was feeling. Obviously, when you listen to it separately, it's a little bit different. But when it's back to back to back, I think it's just put in order in the wrong way. I feel like I would have enjoyed it more if it was a little bit more spaced out, not back to back. But now I'm oh, go ahead, Cam. Did you got something?
No. I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish your piece about the beat switches and all that.
Going back, Iceman, that one's still my favorite out of the 3. Are we just talking about Iceman? Or are we going to talk about all of them right now?
How y'all want to do it? You want to like stick to Iceman right now, or you want to just talk about all 3?
I think I would stick to
Just Iceman.
right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought the hit was gonna be Shebang, but I guess I'm wrong. It's like 10th on the streaming list. I thought Shebang was easily the hit, but it seems to be Janice. Everyone loves Janice, but I love that one initially too. And then I went back. I remember I was watching Joe Budden because Joe Budden does a good job picking up like lyrics like off rip. And I heard I heard this bar during the Make Them Remember. But there's a bar in there, a baseball bar that's like this long. You don't like you might not pick up on the ones before, obviously when he says dodge and all that, but like there's it all that changed my entire perspective. I was like, damn, like he's really like sometimes we give him too much flack, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we give him a little bit too much pressure, a little bit too much, because folks do say he's, the greatest all time, but like to me. But I rated probably my final rating would probably be like a 7.5. Is that crazy? 7.58.
Yeah, I give it 8.
I give it an 8.2. Going back to the beat arrangements, because I think I've been seeing a lot of hate on that. And I honestly, personally, I did not mind most of the beat switches and different things like that. The only one I genuinely hated, and I can't even listen to the second half of that song, is National Treasures. Like, I think National Treasures is the one that like everybody, we already knew that song was coming in. We all were already hyped for it too, but like you could have just left that shit untouched, bro. Just untouched. And it still would have had, the same reaction that we all had before when we first heard it. I wanted to talk about Make Them Remember because I think out of that project, that was I think I can confidently say that was his most lyrical song throughout the entire. He had like different introspective and lyrical songs on there, but that was the most lyrical song out of the entire project from Drake, and with his best bars and all of that. And I know it got leaked right before the album dropped. I'm not sure you guys peeped that, but I was thinking, like, I was telling my girl this and my friends, like he definitely leaked it by accident. I'm not sure y'all been tapped in with the J. Cole shit, but like he definitely, not by accident, on purpose, he definitely leaked Make Them Remember. It was called like 1 a.m. in Albany, just so people can get like a taste of what was going to be on that album, so he can talk his shit without having it be like such a, I'm dropping a song, I'm just leaking this kind of verse. So I thought that was interesting. I don't even replay that song that much anymore, but I think that was definitely his most lyrical, best performance lyrically on that album.
I mean, if you want, you could really just carry that, and I'll go after you. No.
Oh, did you want to go, Kim? Because I don't think we said your final thoughts,
What?
like your final thoughts and stuff. Did you want to just like?
Oh, like how I felt afterwards and all that.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
since you sat with it and stuff.
Yeah. So no, I sat with it, and I think to you guys' point. Also, I want to talk about the order you listen to the albums. I think changes how you feel about all three of them. For example, I know people who listen to Maid of Honor first, like girls, for example, and they fuck with Maid of Honor more than they fuck with Iceman because they listen to it first. And I think the progression of how I listen to it impacts how I feel about it. But going back to Iceman, I think watching the videos after, bro, gave me an appreciation for some of the songs that I didn't necessarily love. Like Burning Bridges is the best example of this. Burning Bridges, I did not save that song, and I did not like that song. Off first listen, I thought it was just boring. And then you see the video and you see everybody getting hype, and it adds some emotion to it, right? And I think watching the videos and seeing kind of how creative he was with the production, and I haven't seen the live stream, but I heard the live stream had good transitions and all of that as well. Watching the videos afterwards and seeing Dust and his kid Adonis driving the car and Shane Gillis in the back and all of that, like all of that shit was dope to me. So it gave me a little bit more I guess love for the overall project, but I don't think my rating changed that drastically from the first time I listened to it. Like I think I listened to it, I'm like, this shit is hard, right? But there are some songs I'm like, it could be a little bit less, maybe 4 less songs, but this shit is hard, and I still think the same thing. I'm like, this shit is fire. So that was my overall opinion once I saw everything in the whole context.
I think that what kind of drove my opinion again is like we could beat a dead horse, but it was the beat switches. Like when Dust like came on and he went Girls from Atlanta, and then we going, you know what I'm saying, go Dust, go Dust off the plaques. I'm like, I wanted that Girls from Atlanta song. You know what I'm saying? I could have had more of that instead of 30 seconds. Why did we just switch that bitch? You know what I'm saying? And that kind of fried me because like he probably has that full song sitting somewhere. and then also the way that I kind of like see and judge albums is based off of like, again, I think I don't know if it was JB that said it, was storylines, but like I I'm heavy on like the story of your album and the impact if it's not gonna just be all intentional cohesive songs into a playlist, which I do think that this one kind of was. The beat switches is also was toning that down for me, but um all in all, I do think that it has a lot of replayability from a lot of the songs. When I go and ask people like, okay, what's your top three? It's very diverse. So, and then on top of that, when we get if you would have asked me, I probably would have took a couple of the make thems off there, and then we would have just did a Scary Hours Deluxe, and then we could have, you know what I'm saying, like really just rearranged a couple of them, and then Scary Hours after that, and like damn, because it actually was. Um, but I still sit at like an 8.5 right now because the songs that I knew had stems for me grew. Uh, Janet, shut the fuck up, grew. Even though the first time I listened to it was like, this is smooth, but I know that's gonna go. Um, the Bang. When we talk about like music videos, like even though all it is an explosion just being like reversed and like in context of the episode, when you hear this anticlimactic like and a big ass explosion goes and we're just listening to a like that teed up that whole song for me. So I was like, and like Kendall said, I thought that might be one of the leads, but it was an album where I couldn't really pick out which one I thought would be the lead. So I think that speaks for itself. So and then going back to what Ken said, you get three different experiences. I'm sitting here experiencing this on stream, just sitting here. You got the context of being out with friends, and then you got the context of being in the car. So it grew in the car too. So that's where like first listen, I'll probably go 8. And then now I'm sitting at 8.5 because I can't really go higher than that till I really understand and really review it. But that's why I didn't even put that many reactions out because it was so overstimulating. Like y'all said, you can't really judge something because you have to get the production down first when you first hear it. Because I can't judge the production and the bars at the same time unless I only care about one, and I care about all of it. So yeah, that's where I sat by the end of it.
That's valid. I don't know. I'm pretty consistent with my ranking. Like even in the settings I was in the club, and in my whip, listen to the album. I don't feel any different about it now, off the listen I had today, than when I first heard it. Like I do understand more of like the intricate bars that he was like spitting through the album, but nothing really changed. Like I did watch the YouTube videos, the music videos like the day after, and I did mess with a little bit more of the songs at that moment. But overall, I would still give the album like an 8. And I hear people saying the album is like trash or like even mid. Like I don't know what like mid maybe okay.
Yo,
but
Class, what's good with you? What's good with
trash or
you?
like you'll never go back to it. I'm not calling people. I don't know if they're just haters or what it is, but yes, you can listen to Drake for a certain amount of time to where like you get tired of him or bored. But like, just say that. Say that you get tired of Drake or bored of Drake. Don't say it's like mid or don't say it's trash, because it's generally like not trash. Like I don't think any song on that album, on just Iceman, is a below like a 6 out of 10. Like I really don't think that any song at all. And even when I go back to it, even if I can trace some of the songs back to older Drake songs, they're still good tracks. If I listen to the bars if I go on Genius and look up the lyrics and I figure out he talking about ASAP Rocky or like whatever, because that's what I'm really here for. I'm here to listen to him talk about the past 2 years. I'm here to him diss DeMar DeRozan, ASAP Rocky, LeBron James, Kendrick, obviously. You feel me? Like talk about people who have betrayed him, people who went under his like skin and everything like that. You know, like even though some of the bars that he spits like that kind of come off a little bit whiny, and like bars that he's done in the past, like no, I can't trust nobody bars, or everybody's against me bars, you know, it's still hit for me. I don't know, like it wasn't like, oh my gosh, like Drake is, everybody hate Drake at this point, but like we knew that, you feel me? And and like I don't know, bro. Like I truly think that the past 2 years altered Drake in a way to where he'll never be the same. Even like whenever Cam was saying like you're interested to see his next project, I don't know how his next project can differ from this one, besides him making just like the club bangers that he normally makes, you know? Because at that point, what is there for him to talk about? Because the subject matter can't be the subject matter he put on Iceman, because that's why Iceman was so prevalent to his discography, you know? Like to me, Iceman was the most important album since like Scorpion or like Views, you know, because of all the stuff that's happened. And going on that is like, it's like we really sat here and witnessed. Keep in mind, I thought there would, like whenever the beef was going on, I thought that they would never let Drake lose, like at all. Like I thought there was never going to be a world where they let Drake, the biggest rapper in the game, lose to Kendrick Lamar, but it happened. And he got called a PDF on at like the Grammys, at the Super Bowl. Everybody was against him. So it's like, how do you come back from that and not be a changed man? Like obviously it's gonna phase you. Like you're gonna have to alter the way you move after that. And I think the way he stuck the landing on Iceman was good enough for the majority of people to still be on Drake's side. You know, it was good enough for me to be on Drake's side because I still enjoy the album, and that was the only way I was ever gonna really digest and take in another Drake album, because I didn't like For All the Dogs really. CLB is okay, but like I know it's a hot take. I know it's a hot take, but I need more substance. I need to feel what you're saying in the music and it connect to your real life, besides just making these club bangers and giving generic bars, you know? That's how I feel about it. But I still fuck with Iceman. I give it like an 8.
Yeah, he was talking his shit on this album, bro. Like genuinely, and I wanted that. We all wanted that. I personally wanted that. I like that type of Drake, that style of rap Drake, for him to talk his shit. I think the next project, like he don't have to. I think he kind of let it all out here, and I think if he does at a certain point, that's when I can get into the criticism of like, all right, now he's just revamping things that happened in the beef. But it's like the man's just reciting shit that happened in his life, bro. He's an artist. People do the same shit. He had the biggest platforms in the world were calling him, to your point, like a PDF. So it's like he's gonna feel some type of way. Let him get that shit off. And I think in the next project, like he's gonna go back to what he used to do when he has that rap, rap R&B, the club bangers, all of that. That's classic Drake. You don't have to say some shit. He's gonna have different experiences. But I'm glad he got his shit off. I loved it. Every single song of it.
All right, bet. So I'm gonna just start with my final thoughts and stuff. So, honestly, yeah, like I said, first listen, I wasn't really feeling it like that. But as I got to listen to it in more environments, like you said, Ken, right? I listened to it. The first listen, I was just kind of like the melodies, you know what I'm saying, things of that nature. Second listen was like in the car, hearing it on speakers, like I'm able to feel the production. And then like as like more listens, like at the gym, like the one that was like that I really like remember the most was when I was in the shower. And it's like as I'm just there, you know what I'm saying, in the shower and shit, I'm just thinking about all the lines that he was saying. I'm like, damn, and I start connecting it to, oh, this is when this happened, oh, this is when this happened, and I start coming to all these realizations. And then that's kind of when the album went from like here to here. That's what you were saying, like Ken, like connecting it to his life and stuff like that. But to go off of what Cam said about like if he like continues to talk about it after this project, I ain't gonna lie, I do feel like that's low-key gonna be dragging it a little bit. Because with this one, like one of the main critics was like, yo, like he's talking about things that happened 2 years ago and stuff like that. And I made a video about this, but it's like, you know what I'm saying, when that like magnitude of stuff happens to you at once, it might be hard to like process everything, let alone put it in like rhyme, put production behind it, make music videos, da 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 da. And you know what I'm saying, to like really like put everything concisely into one package to where once this comes out, I never have to talk about it again. It takes time. And that's why I feel like it took so long. But then if he comes back and starts dissing again and shit later, then it's like, all right, like what was the wait for it for real? You know what I'm saying? So that's to go off of that. And then I ain't gonna lie, like what we were talking about when we first started the stream before Darius and Kendall was here. We was talking about like artists doing what they want and like other people kind of determining, oh, I like it or not, and he can't really like appease to everybody and stuff like that. When it comes to the beat switches, bro, with Dust, the beat switch was my favorite part. National Treasures, the beat switch was my favorite part. I ain't gonna lie. I only listen to National Treasures and I skip to the beat switch. I swear. I am not joking, bro. I do not care, bro. But the thing is, look, as crazy as it sounds, there's somebody out there that agrees with me, bro. There's somebody out there that I personally, Drake, for me personally, like so many people be hating on his beat switches. That's personally my favorite element of like one of my favorite elements of his shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. And what Darius was saying with like Dust, like you wish it was a full song. The thing is, he has an album with damn near full songs that sound similar to that. So it's like if you really want that, you could just go listen to that. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like, I know we're not talking about that, but that's kind of like where I was at with that. And then Cam, you were talking about the marketing, like dropping the song beforehand and stuff like that. That was definitely marketing. When I seen people posting, I was like, Drake did this, guys. Like, come on. And then yeah, pretty much the music videos mandatory. Cam, you talked about that. It really helps you bring like visualize what he's talking about. And especially Darius, you were talking about like the make thems, like he could have took these and made like a scary hours or something. I do feel like the make thems is like the songs that bring the story along. You know what I'm saying? Like without the make thems, there's not really any ICEMAN because it's like different stages. You know what I'm saying? So and then with those stages, the music videos kind of back what he was feeling during those stages. But yeah. Let me see. That was pretty much it. Overall, I fuck with the project heavily. When I first listened to it, I didn't really like it that much. But right now, I still feel like even the rating that I give it right now is still going to change so much because it hasn't even really been that long for real. But right now, I'll give it like a solid like 8.8 right now. Like I'm on like the higher end of an 8 right now. I ain't gonna lie. Like now that the stories are clicking, stuff starting to make sense, I can connect the dots, whatever. Like it keeps going up and up. But yeah.
I like the take that you had on like keeping the make thems in there for that reason. But I do think that and why I give him credit is because his album was very situational. And I think that also speaks to a lot of different things. Like what he's speaking on, because me and my friend speculating before, it was like Drake shines in a place where when he wants to diss you, he'll make it subtle. It's gonna hit you by yourself. We can all still spin it and listen to it, regardless of who you're talking to. Like, and then we were just trying to make sure that like when this one came out, we're not just gonna keep hitting like make the music. I understand that you're going through what you're going through, but like make the music to where it's like universal or like to where we can all relate to it in our own way instead of having to, you know what I'm saying, like know your story on some of them. And for example, like not for example, in addition, I feel like the reason that it's situational is because he had the UMG situation and the what am I gonna say in response because I need a hip hop album. But I feel like we could have got a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 Drake or 9.8 out of 10 Drake album if all three of the albums were blended in. Like if you take a couple like two songs from two songs from Maid of Honor, 3 songs from like you know we gonna get into it, but like classic or some shit from what's the second one?
Habiti. How do you say it?
Habibti, yeah. If we take a song or two from there and we get this more well-rounded album versus like a straight hip hop album, you're gonna get a 9 out of 10 Drake, which is why I saw that and didn't credit it or didn't take it away. But for somebody on the outside looking in who doesn't even care about like all of that that he's going through, they're not gonna account that in the rating. They don't, you know what I'm saying? And they're just gonna listen to it for whatever they hear. So that's why my rating is just personal to me.
No, that makes total sense. I said from the jump too when I first found out it was 3 albums. Like he's definitely gonna. I'm not sure if he's gonna do this, but he should do this, like a collector's edition, where it's the best songs to your point of all three, and like like Michael Jackson has like his best hits type of albums. You know what I mean? Like later down the line, to like get a collector's edition. I was thinking about making a playlist like that, bro. Just like the best songs out of
That'd be
each
tough.
and just
That's
put
gonna
them
be tough.
together. You know what I mean? And like that to me would be like, oh, okay, now everything's kind of lining up. You sequence them correctly. Like he has to do that. There's no way his team shouldn't do that, in my opinion.
Y'all know the whole situation why he did the 3, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But also,
The
like when
label?
you said situational, yeah, the label, yeah, to get out of the deal. Apparently, he has like some private equity that's kind of interested. But if I get this wrong, correct me. But I know you said situational, and like he's going through everything. I don't know. Like I think it's fair for him to bring all everything that. I mean, bro, how would you feel if everybody, regardless, like if you did stuff or whatever, quite literally everybody went against your back and dissed you in front of Rick Ross, who he probably thought was a friend. Future, who he thought was Future started all of this, thought was a friend. Who else? Uh, ASAP's not a friend, of course, but like ASAP, I can go on and on and on. Like the entire industry went against him. I mean, you got to talk about it. Like to be fair, like, and we don't know when he made some of these bars. We don't know when he made some of these songs. In the moment, he probably could have made some of these songs literally back in 2024, 2025. He's just now releasing. You know what I'm saying? So I think, I mean, he's had plenty of disses and the album still be solid. I think it's fair for him to still bring up some of the situations he's been. Oh, J. Cole, yeah, like I think it's still fair for him to bring up all these situations and things like that because who are we to say he shouldn't speak on it? You know, and I do think he does still make. And this is coming from I probably gave it the lowest rating, but this is me saying like he still gave us like some universal, songs in there. I think it's fair for him to at least address a couple things. And I think some people would have been like on the opposite end. Why didn't he address this, this, and this? So, people don't want. I think it was him saying, "Hey, I'm not weak, and I'm still gonna stand up for myself. I'm still gonna say this, this, and that, regardless of the beefs is over or this is happening or they like Ken said they went on a tour with Kendrick Lamar saying he's a PDF file and what I'm saying. So like they went on Grammys, he went on Super Bowl, he went on tour. How many times did he play that one song? Not Like Us on tour? In one sitting 11 times straight or some crazy or five straight whatever it was. That's insane. Like you want me to say nothing, you feel me?
Yeah, I'm not saying that to say like I'm in agreement with you in saying that. I'm saying like if
Okay.
somebody else gave it a lower rating because they call it like Ken was saying, like I think people would say it's like whiny in a point. Like you said, I'm just saying for the sake of an overall rating on the diversity of the project is like how many times are you going, what I'm saying? Because it's like you're going to call it ICEMAN. I feel like that's why I say it's like a situational thing, because if the beef doesn't happen, we get a whole different project. You know what I'm saying? Like if the shit with Future don't spark this whole, well, it might, no, well, Drake kind of did it, but technically it was Future. It depends on who you want to say started it. You know what I'm saying? Because with the whole Big Three shit on with J. Cole,
First person shooter.
yeah, first person shooter
Yeah.
into the
I still
like
think
that
it's
was,
to this day it's crazy that Kendrick like took offense to that though.
I mean, speculation.
Nah, I
I
get
mean,
it.
not speculation. They said that he was supposed to be on it. So it's
Nah,
like, ain't that what they said? J. Cole was like, he sent it to Dot first, and then Dot said no, and then
I think somebody debunked that. I'm not entirely sure. Either way, like I get I mean, bro, J. Cole's my guy. Y'all know that. But I get Kendrick's point of view. Like imagine
Yeah.
somebody saying you're the big three, and then Drake and J. Cole are buddy doing this, leaving you out on certain type of shit, or just like not really showing that love directly. But they want to talk about big three, but low key, like you're the little brother here. You know what I mean? And like I'm playing devil's advocate. I don't necessarily think he should
that's true.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
The
we
only
also
reason I
don't know
thought
what
it
happened
was,
behind closed doors. Like,
yeah. It's just it corroborated the story when he had said like, I heard you wanted that feature request. You know, we got some shit to address. So that's why I thought that line was from, was because that was the first person shooter feature. That's why I thought that he said that. But shit, like again, I don't know them niggas personally, so it is what it is.
Nah,
What's
that's real.
uh?
All right, I was gonna say, what you gonna call it? All right, yeah, when you were saying like this is like a situational album, Darius, I definitely agree to that. It was very situational, but then again, like Cam said, like, or I forgot, was it Cam that said it? Like he has a reason to, like there was a
I was
point to
Ken.
it.
Yeah.
Was he? Okay, yeah. Um, and I feel like the album Iceman, what it is, that was like the entire point of it. You know what I'm saying? Like he could have mixed it, you know what I'm saying, mix it up with like some of the songs from Habibti, some of the songs from this, whatever. But like it would just defeat the whole purpose of it. Like the whole purpose was, you know what I'm saying, Iceman, this is the Iceman project. I'm getting all this out the way. I don't want to talk about it no more. Of course it's gonna be discredited if he does talk about it again. But and I honestly feel like with the record label stuff with the 3 projects, I kind of feel like it kind of worked out for the best for him. Like, honestly, the fact that the beef happened kind of like obviously he has to make one project dedicated to it, but now he has other things that he wants to do, like there's other songs that he wanted to mix in and stuff like that. Instead of, you know what I'm saying, mixing them all into one project, just focus this album on this album on this album on this. I get everything out that I want to get out. I get out my deal or whatever the case is. I'm not really sure, like, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of just seems like it worked out for the best. Now, that scary, or the thing where you said like they should make like a collection of all the best songs, I feel like that would be tough. Definitely. Because like obviously people that don't really care about the backstory, they're not really hearing, you know what I'm saying? They just listening to the music. At the same time, I do feel like it was kind of diverse. He had a lot of different sounds in the project in general. I feel like a lot of different kind of different demographics can like different aspects of the project. But yeah, as a whole, it probably would be hard for like just a regular person to enjoy the entire thing for sure.
I don't know, man. I like the 3 albums. It kind of came as a good surprise to me. Even though I don't like Made of Honor, I like Habibti. Iceman was obviously Iceman. I'm looking at the album right now. I literally just put it up on my Spotify. I'm looking at the streams and everything, and I'm like, this is really like this is what I wanted. Like really have no complaints. I don't know. Like yes, I can complain about the music and how it sounds similar to his other stuff, but like this is like what is he supposed to do? Like just drop another album? Like I'm not saying y'all saying that, but like people just want him to like just forget about it and just like move on. Like what are we talking about? Like we're all talking about, yes, Drake lost the beef, which I didn't even think that was gonna let Drake lose, but he lost the beef, and then now he gonna drop a body of work addressing how he feels about losing the beef, like kind of what JB said. Like it worked out for the best in his realm because he dropped 3 albums. Maybe he got out of his deal with UMG or whatever after he sued, which honestly I still think that was a crazy move to do that, because like if you gonna sue your label for something that Kendrick was doing behind the scenes, that you also have been doing behind the scenes for the past 10 years, it's like kind of contradictory, you know? But like that's just from the outside looking in. Obviously, I don't know what's going on, but behind the scenes. However, like this was Iceman. Just this album was the best way for him to address everything and get everything off his chest for him to be able to move on. And obviously, like I said, you're a changed man. After someone call you PDF on every grand stage in America, like you never gonna move on from that shit. Like you gonna hold that shit forever. You feel me? Like there's no way like there could be any big 3 or reconcile with at least Kendrick Lamar. I don't know about Drake. I still don't even know how or why Drake and Future have reconciled that, which I'm happy they did because I love ranting
I
with them.
heard it was just over a girl, bro. So that's fine.
Yeah, you know, it's but it yes, but at the same time, it's
Always
like
women, bro. It's always women, dog.
it's
Telling
always
you.
women. It's always,
It's
but at
always
the
hope
same
for a
time,
brother.
like we never heard anything. We like nothing really transpired until what's the song like that with Future and Kendrick, you know, and like
Yeah.
and then Future and Metro Boomin gave Kendrick the platform to diss Drake,
To do that.
or Kendrick just took that opportunity to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's possible
Yeah.
that Future and Metro Boomin. Nah, Metro Boomin
Well,
definitely
no,
knew
they
that was gonna
definitely
happen.
they had to know because Metro and
Yeah,
Future ended up having beef.
yeah. That's what I'm
So
saying. Like you had to clear that at some point, so to let it go on. You know. So after all that, if you're gonna be able to reconcile with Future, that's cool because I love Rain to
Yo,
Atlanta. Like
Joseph, what's good with
again,
you, my
that's one
boy?
of my favorite songs on the album. Going to the beat switch, I wish I heard Molly Santana on that first beat. That first beat was hard. That first beat was so crazy. Second beat was like kind of generic, I ain't gonna lie, but that first beat was insane. I love that first one. But like, yeah, like what else did you want Drake to do? I love the cover. I'm literally looking at the track list right now. Like I have every single song downloaded, maybe except Bees on the Table with 21 because we already have an album with 21 and Drake. So it's like, what else can you really do there? I feel like 21 Savage has been stale for the past 2 years. It hurts me to say 'cause I was a big 21 fan back in like 2017, 2018. But
yeah,
like now it's just like, same stuff. But I mean, like he played it just with Iceman. He played the best he could, in my opinion. This is not probably the best body of work we could have gotten from Drake at the moment in time. I'm not mad that he took 2 years, even though it could have took like a year. But I mean, it's again, it's arguably the biggest rap battle or rap beef in history. So, and he about to sell 500K with this album alone. So like he took home he Kendrick won the battle, but in the long run, even thinking about it, 10 years ago, whenever like they first took shots at each other, kind of sorta, Drake ultimately ends up winning the war because he is the bigger artist and the more established and the more loved and all that stuff. Like, I mean, that has to do with who Drake is as a person, the music he's produced, and all that. And aside from just like quote unquote being real and authentic for Kendrick's sake, But like, what else was he supposed to do? Like, this is a great body of work, and it hasn't even been a week. We're judging this album. It hasn't even been a week yet. Like, let it sit for a minute.
and to be fair, what else do we expect from Drake at
You
this
know
point?
what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
Yeah. Like, what do we expect?
he's been out. It's 2026. He's been making music since '07. It's
Like,
been 20 years. Like, I mean, obviously he's been evolving with the times and stuff like that. But like, you're gonna get the Drake that you're always gonna get. I don't understand like what else we do expect. I mean, I guess you can say like we expect to take care. We expect to, nothing was the same. We expect to, I don't know, but we're gonna kind of get the Drake that we are living with right now. I don't. Yeah, it's
yeah,
not like we expect him to hop on some crazy beats like underground beats. He tried a little bit. There was some that were kind of a little reminiscent of something, um, maybe more experimental that we talked about earlier. But like we shouldn't expect him to do something like some electronic or he's
yeah.
tried everything.
Speaking of expectations and our ratings, do you think that the rollout, everything that we've kind of all the hype and everything kind of helped or hurted to this point? As far as because I think when if Iceman was a surprise drop and he dropped this whole shit like as episode 4 and you had no expectation, you had no this is what I want this to be, and you just heard every song for what it is, would that be more beneficial? Or do you think that the rollout and as much time waited, knowing probably almost a year from now, I mean a year in the past, you know what I'm saying?
I
Do
think
you
there had
think
to be
that
some label pressure.
okay. Yeah, like I'm like, does it really help to
I think it did. I think there's no way he could have surprise dropped this.
Yeah,
Nah. If he surprise dropped this, it would have been like kind of odd. Cause like if he surprise dropped this, say like he wrote out Iceman a year ago, and there was no indication he was gonna do it, niggas would have been like, "Bro, you're still talking about this, bro? You're still on this? It's been a year back. It's been a year past, Like yes, we were anticipating Iceman, but that's because regular fans, casual fans wanted just another Drake album, but hardcore fans who were tapped in with the beef and the back and forth between him and Kendrick, we knew kind of what ICEMAN was gonna be like. So we were expecting that, and that was gonna sort of raise our expectations to see what the substance was gonna be. But if he surprise
Yeah,
dropped
we're
this
talking about Drake right
album,
now. No, I'm not bored. I'm just thinking.
I mean, I'm speaking for me personally. I would have been like Drake. Like we kind of moved on from the beef. Like yes, Kendrick's taking his victory lap, but like he's on tour. Why are you dropping an album? Responding to him a year later, you know.
Yeah, bro. I got a hot take about this, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I wasn't that impressed with the rollout, so to speak. I think the Ice Cube was a moment. I think that shit was insane. I don't think we've ever seen that. But to me, that was a moment. Like, I think once that shit happened, we figured out it was May 15th. I kind of lost interest. I didn't hear anything from him on socials. Like, he's posting on Instagram, like, you know, simple photos, but I think I was waiting for maybe like a pack to come out, a song to a lead focus song to come out before that. I thought the Iceman episode 4 was gonna come out before that. Like, I was expecting more interaction with some of the music or some previews of the music beforehand. Now I know he was probably recording all of those videos. I get that, right? And I was seeing like the only rollout I was seeing after the Ice shit was people like recording, yo, Drake's in the CN Tower or Drake's going through Toronto. So personally, like, go ahead.
Do you consider? Because I consider like all the episodes part of the rollout, like back in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So I do. He took a break. Remember, like he did that. He started it, and he was consistent with it week after week. Came out with which one? That was literally fucking a year ago, almost at this point.
That's what
so
I'm
he
saying.
did all of that, and then he stopped. So I was
That's
like, all
what
right,
I'm saying.
cool. Like I'm cool off of it. And then even no pun intended, but even when the Ice shit happened with the big block of ice, I'm like, that is the dopest thing I've ever seen an artist really do. And then even after that, once I figured out it was May 15th, I'm like, that's 2-3 weeks from now, bro. So
Hell yeah.
like if he would have done the Ice thing, it would have been like, it's coming next week. I think the moment, honestly, and this is probably a hot take, I think the moment would have even been even bigger. If he was like, the ice gonna melt, and it was like, oh, as soon as the ice melts, the album's dropping, or like very close to it, I think that would have been sick. But
Did you see someone or they probably hired somebody to do it, but they did do that kind of. They had how it was revealed was a fan went in and went ahead and melted the ice and got it.
yeah,
I don't know. I think the rollout is a case study. I'm not gonna lie. I actually do enjoy it because obviously I know he took that break, but he did the episodes, he did the streams, and then he dropped What Did I Miss? And then there was that break. And then after he did the ice stuff, he did like cryptic messages on his IG post, and that kind of got spread a little bit everywhere. And the cryptic IG post was like some stuff I've never seen on B100, and it's crazy because I still give the album the lowest out of everybody, but like I did appreciate that rollout. To be fair,
do we know what the cryptic messages were? I mean, I know like Octane Mountain, Don Toliver did the similar shit, but like I'm comparing it to albums that dropped this year in terms of rollouts, and like obviously I think J. Cole had a great rollout with the Blizzard pack. He dropped the music
that's
video
hard to beat
before.
too. Yeah,
He was
It's a good
constantly engaged, you know, and like even Octane, like yeah, bro, like Octane for me, like Don Toliver when he was doing his shit, like he had the private page, the Octane Mountain, he was posting stuff to there. He was on tour, previewing music on tour, like Callback was already previewed. Like he was keeping his fans, like he was feeding his fans a little bit more. Granted, Drake's Drake, he don't gotta do that, bro. He can drop fucking tomorrow and people still gonna listen, but I'm hot take. I'm unimpressed by the whole rollout, man. I just am. Or I was.
I was gonna say, or was somebody else gonna go, or I'm good? All right, but I ain't gonna lie, bruh. For me personally, for the rollout, I loved like every second of it. I loved up until Iceman episode 4. I hated that shit. I'm not gonna lie. I loved all the episodes. Coming from somebody that like has a background in like videography, cinematography, stuff like that, like seeing that, you know what I'm saying, in that light was like super cool. How he like kind of used it as like a vessel, like how you said Don Toliver was previewing music, or he was doing this or doing that. He kind of used the episodes instead of like, you know what I'm saying, actually doing it. Like he did it during the episodes. And like the thing is, I feel like from Drake's perspective, if someone was to have been following the rollout as closely as obviously himself, he knows everything about it, as he was, from his perspective, it probably looks like so insane. But from the regular viewer standpoint, we gotta watch breakdown videos. We gotta, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to decipher all these cryptic messages and whatever. So like from his standpoint, he probably thought like, bro, this is like the craziest shit ever. But from people that are not really tapped in like that, it's just like, okay, he did a random ice block here. He did a stream here. He waited a whole lot. He did some cryptic stuff, but who even knows what it's about? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So yeah, it was fun. I loved it. The reason why I feel like he ruined it is because there was so much build up for me personally with the episodes, with the cryptic messages, with the ice block, literally to the point where even my mom knew about it. I'm like, what the? Like, I'm walking downstairs making food. My mom talking about, oh, did you see the ice blocks? I said, what the hell? How do you know about that? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, obviously this was working. My mom was telling me, oh, did you know Drake is dropping May 15th? I said, bro, why do you know this? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like it was the rollout was it worked. I feel like it did to some extent, especially if you were following it closely. The reason why I feel like he ruined it now is because he didn't allude to Iceman episode 4 being the album. Like all this hype from the perspective of somebody that's following it like me. I've been following it all the way, obviously, because that's my kind of my job to do. So I'm following it the whole way. I'm breaking it down for people. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And not once did he say, all right, 9:45, this is the album. He kind of just said 9:45 Iceman episode 4, and that was it. So I'm building all this hype. I'm like, all right, bet, like 12, this Iceman episode finna lead into 12 o'clock. It's gonna drop. Everybody finna listen to it at the same time. And then the Iceman episode 4 finished. I was like, oh wait, that was Iceman? Wait, I didn't even realize that I was listening to Iceman this whole time. And then it's just like, damn, well, I've already listened to it. I wasn't even in the headspace to be listening to it. So now it's just like I didn't even want to post my reaction to it, because as I was listening to it, bro, I wasn't dissecting nothing. I wasn't actually like actively listening, because I'm not under the impression that this is Iceman. So I feel like that's where he kind of just ruined the whole build-up. To somebody that's not following the whole rollout, all they see is, all right, 12 o'clock here, let me pull up the album and listen to it. So they're kind of like, it's in a different boat as me. But for me, besides somebody that was following it, it kind of ruined the whole thing.
I'm kind of glad
that.
Bro, I was gonna say I'm kind of glad I didn't see the live stream, because I think I would have had a whole different opinion on the album. Like somebody was telling me, "Yo, you got to pull it up. He's playing the album." Like I'm good. I don't even want to. Like I wanted the element of surprise. You know what I mean? And like I'm the type, I like seeing music videos after I already listened to the song to see if it matched up to what I was trying to do. But I'll let you speak, Ken. My bad.
Well, so what I was gonna say is, because we are so ingrained with the music, right? It kind of is it's beneficial, and it also hurts. So I forgot someone said something earlier where it's like if the rollout continue, or JB just said if the rollout continues, the album, if Iceman episode 4 drops, the album kind of like the hype kind of ruined it just a little bit. And then it drops at 11 or 12 or whatever time it is, whatever you are. And then you're like, oh, that's Iceman episode 4? Cool. But to the casual listener, that they're not following that really. They're watching our videos about Iceman to get to the actual album and be like, okay, bet it's out. Let me go digest this. On the flip side, I forgot, it was like literally like 5 minutes ago, someone said, if you're not really invested, if you are invested to the album and
Coach
episode 1, 2, 3.
We only have us 5 right now.
The rollout could have been really, really good for you, or it could have been really, really bad. If
we gonna do
you
that
are
after.
a casual listener, you're not really in tune with the rollout. You're just seeing, oh, there's an ice block in Canada. That's cool. That means Iceman's on the way, and then go back to doing what you're originally doing. You know, like there are people who don't wait up till 11 a.m. 12 a.m.
Are you a content creator, bro?
They'll go to sleep and then the next day they'll wake up and be like, okay, whenever I'm in the car, they'll wait till they're in the car to listen to the album. They'll wait till they're in a certain setting to listen to an album because they're not really ingrained with the music, and that's cool. That's fine. It's just like however you feel about the rollout shows that like really how much you care. Because if Drake would have done all the intricate shit and thought it was the best shit, and he thought it was the most creative shit ever, to the casual fan, it's gonna fly over their head and they're not really gonna be in tune with all that, all
that's
the
what you're
bars and
saying.
everything. But to us, it's like, oh my God, Drake just did a double entendre on Dust. You know, like Drake just did a crazy bar on Ran to Atlanta. We didn't even catch it the first time. Like it just creates more fandom if you're really tapped in, and it's to your benefit and detriment at the same time, depending on how you are thinking about the process of the album and the rollout and all that stuff. You know. So it just depends.
I feel that. Oh, was anybody finna add anything? Are y'all good? I ain't gonna lie, I had a little side notes. Bees on the table, bruh. Top 5 song from the album.
Nah, I can't roll with you on that. I can't roll
Hey,
with
bro,
you on
it's
that.
cool. It's cool. You just got to get past that though. Like, look,
Nah.
if you
The second half is fire.
I'm not saying it's bad. What I'm saying is, on first listen, I ain't gonna lie, that first half, I was like, bro, 21, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is not really hitting like that. Got to the second half, I'm listening to them trumpets coming. I'm listening to all this. I'm like, damn. And it grew more of an appreciation for the first half for me. And then and now that I listen to it, bro, it's a top 5 for me, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
The second
This
half
might
is
be a
fire.
hot take. This might be a hot take for me. It's one of the bottom 5 for me. I think I could. I mean, like Shebang, Whisper My Name, Janice, ran to Atlanta, Make Them Remember, Too Hard for the Radio, like
I mean,
Burning Bridges. Like
we
I don't
gonna
know.
get
I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot.
we gonna get to like the speedrunner songs of like underrated, overrated, but I ain't gonna lie, bro. I feel like Shebang is so overrated, bro.
Oh no.
It just
Bro,
for me
what?
personally, bro, it just sounds like I don't know, bro. It's not only Shebang, but also Too Hard for the Radio. That's
Okay,
like
the B switch is
bottom
kind of
songs
like
for
the
me,
West
bro.
Coast. The West Coast B switch. I was like, all right, bro, like breaking it,
Yeah,
a little
but
bit.
like
Yeah,
Shebang,
I wasn't vibing with the radio. I wasn't vibing with that one. I think Shebang is fire. My overrated song is "Ran to Atlanta," bro. I know Ken and Kendall fuck. I know y'all fuck with that
Oh
one.
my God.
Bro,
Now, is it Molly's part or what?
even
No,
crazier.
Molly's my favorite part of the song.
Okay, cool,
Molly's my favorite part of the song. Drake's last verse on that shit is genuinely like, I'm not kidding. Like it's almost unlistenable, and I love that album. I hated Drake's last verse on that. Future's part was okay. I just think out of the entire songs, bro, like it was just the least. Like it was the most basic trap song on there, bro. I was like, I don't want to hear that. We've already heard this.
Even crazier. I'm not gonna lie. If I had to rank every single song on ICEMAN, Ran to Atlanta is my number 18. I'm not gonna lie. That's the song that I've listened to the least, bro. I'm not
All right,
even
it's
gonna
cool. I had a great time with everybody.
Yeah, bro.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Are we serious?
Aftermath.
18?
18, bro.
18?
Every other song is better than it to me, personally. Firm Friends, Don't Worry, Lil Birdie, Make Them Remember Too Hard. That's the worst song to me, bro.
There's
Yeah.
no way. That's like top 3 for me, easily. Like that first half.
Yeah, it's up there, bro.
Hold on. Can everybody see my screen real quick?
Yeah. Not yet. Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait. Can everybody see my screen?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I need y'all to lock in real quick. Hold on. Change stream. Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear my? I think the flow is perfect. I think everything about this first half of this song is genuinely like. It reminds me of like. Deadass. It reminds me of like What a Time to Be Alive, like that era.
I agree.
Because
That's
Future
exactly
and-
what I was gonna say.
Yes.
Bro,
Yeah,
like that shit
that's
is.
why I was like, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
But
My
see,
bad.
look. Okay, now my takes are just gonna be crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
No, that's why.
But-
That's why I was bored, bro. It
I ain't
felt
gonna lie.
like some shit pretty good.
He gonna say something crazy.
That Drake and Future album, bro, that's one of my least favorite Drake albums of all time, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Nah. I can't condone that at all.
Compared
I can't condone that.
compared to what else? Let me see.
Nah, bro.
Compared to
I had that
Nah.
for long.
So Far Gone, Thank Me Later, Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, Reading This Is Too Late, Views, More Life, Scorpion, Care Package. Dark Lane Demo Tapes is probably like low for me. Certified Lover Boy, honestly, never mind. I loved it. I don't care. Her Loss, For All the Dogs, Some Sexy Songs for You. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. What a Time to Be Alive is right above Dark Lane, probably for me. I'm going.
Quinn, no way you just said that, bro. Just
No
no
way.
Can we just no. Let's go back to the track list, bro. Like, come on,
How
bro.
old? Okay, how old were you whenever this dropped?
What?
Whenever What a Time to Be Alive dropped? How old were you when this dropped?
What is that? 2015. So I had to be what? Fucking 13, nigga.
Because we got to think
Okay.
like that's an elite run. He went. If you're reading this too late, what a time to
Oh,
be
I got it
alive
pulled
and
up. Don't worry.
views.
I got it.
What
Fam.
is-
We're looking at the track list. First of all, this everybody can agree. 11 songs is perfect for a collab.
Of the like
Perfect.
11 to 14.
Digital, bro. There's no song that's like a miss on it, bro. You see, I got every song added.
Actually, 0. There's actually no misses on
There's
this.
no
on this.
misses. I'm looking at this album. 11 years later,
Hyman's dancing, bro.
It had time, bro. 172 mil, 226 mil, 129 mil. This was, bro. JB, you play sports, right?
You got to think about it though.
JB,
Right.
you play sports, right? You play sports, right?
Yeah.
This was on everybody's highlight reel
But
game.
look.
Bro, like actually, Big Rings took over everybody's, bro.
Everybody's
like,
free
no
game, man.
Y'all are taking
Bro.
this way out of perspective. Hold on now. Time out. First and foremost, let's get this correct. I love every single Drake album, right? I don't think he has a single
Word.
bad project. What a Time to Be Alive
Okay.
has hits. I'm not saying it's ass. It has hits, yes. But compared to how much the other projects resonated for me, that's like where I would put it. I ain't gonna lie.
Bro,
Yes.
I'm curious. I'm gonna put a poll on this, bro. Who like What a Time to Be Alive versus Her Loss? I have What a Time to Be Alive by like
What a time to be alive.
that-
That's not a question.
Yeah,
that's not a
that's
question.
not a
by
question.
that margin.
Her
But like
Loss every second of the day. What? What?
that's what I'm saying, right? I mean, JB's he's a case study
What?
that somebody out here
I
probably
guess
has
it's
Her
fuck
Loss
me.
over.
3 a.m.
Okay.
More M's,
Let me-
Jumbo,
let
middle of
me
the
now
ocean,
ask
broke
this.
boys, pussy moves. Nigga, there's not a single
Actually,
miss
no,
on
I'm
here.
gonna go on the island with JB, bro. I'm with JB on that one.
Do you like-
I would argue that.
There's no. I hate that we're having this conversation. Do you like 21 Savage over Future? The fact that you even think about it. You even think about
Nah.
it. You're thinking about it.
No. Hold on, wait, hold on, bro. Let me at least let me make sure I'm. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Think this back
go
to
ahead. Go ahead.
My bad.
Nah, definitely future, for sure. Yeah.
Nah, I don't know if I can name a single song on Her Loss that's better than What Time to Be Alive.
Hold on.
Bro, Her Loss is, bro. There's not a single
Damn,
miss on this project, bro.
God, dog.
There's not a single bad song on this
Damn.
project, bro.
Bro, hold
There's
on,
not
can't.
one.
At that point, I need perspective now. Okay? What's everybody's top 3?
On what? Her loss?
Of Drake?
No, 3 albums. Top 3 albums.
Take Care of Views.
And JB, is it a question on of where Iceman ranks? Is that already one of them?
Where Iceman ranks?
Yeah, is that already a question?
Do we need
Could I
time
just
on
leave
that?
it alone?
No, we
Okay,
could. I
cool.
mean, I don't know how much time everybody has, so that's all I was saying. Like,
No, I'm
Okay.
chilling.
I'm chilling.
Yeah, I'm chilling right now.
okay.
I got a little bit.
Yeah, we can make it one for sure.
Yo, Daryl, I'm not gonna lie. I have a hot take about this. My top 3 is Take Care. No, actually not. Yeah, no. Take Care, Views,
Yep.
and this is gonna be the third one. Is gonna be a hot take, bro. But I really don't care. It's CLB. I got
I'm
CLB.
not mad at that, bro. People sleep on that album, bro. I
Not
love
mad
that.
at that.
I have CLB. I think it's overhated, bro. You look at
I
that
think
track
so
list.
too, bro.
Yo.
It is heat after heat, and I get it, right? Like there was some foolish songs on there, but like you got every single song I ever needed from Drake
I
on
can't even say
CLB.
that. I can't even say there's foolish songs on there, bro. Hold on, let me go back.
Bro, my
Like, I'm not-
one
I
of my
don't hate
top
that take.
Drake songs is on that album, so that's why I never rate it low.
Okay, I will say this. I skip Girls Want Girls all the time now.
Yeah.
To be 100%. I skip In the Bible, which is crazy for some people, but I don't listen to that song at all, ever. But besides that, straight hits.
Yeah,
Trey
Fair Trade
is.
is fucking insane.
I am a
Into
big
Deep is
fan
cool too. It's cool
of
too.
cover arts. Like cover arts matters to me a lot. So I wouldn't rank COB as high as most people, because every time I look at this, I just want to turn it off. This shit's this shit's literally pissing
Hey,
me
that's
off
fair.
bad. Like this, I hate
No,
this
that's fair,
commercial.
that is
Like Drake, this is one of his most hyped up albums ever, and you
Yeah.
chose 12 pregnant emojis on your cover. Like, come on, bro. Like that has to be deducted at some points. Like, come on. Like we gotta some of them at least. You feel me? But if we're talking about top
To
three,
me, yeah.
my favorite album or mixtape ever is "What It's Time to Be Alive" by Drake. Second is probably what's that other one? Nothing Was the Same. And then third is low key. This is gonna be a hot take. I put Views over Take Care.
Not a hot take. I was literally about to say Views first, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I always toss those up. To me, it's like Take Care, Views. Nothing Was the Same. I know that's the basic answer for most people.
Yeah.
But to me, those are just incredibly hard to beat. JB, did you already say yours?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Damn, bro, this nigga got so many good albums, bro. I gotta go Take Care for sure.
Okay.
Honestly, I probably have Take Care at my 1. Probably COB at my 2. But the third one is kind of like the third one is kind of like third. I'll probably have to go Views. Yeah, I'll say.
Okay, that's
I
not
like
too much.
that.
That's not too
Take
different.
Care,
If reading
I
this
like
is too
that
late,
though.
where's it? If you're reading this is too late, rank.
If you're reading this, it's too late. I ain't gonna lie. I would have to go back and look at all of them, but I ain't gonna lie. All right, I can say this. This is gonna be crazy. I already know, nigga. I'm finna deafen after I say this shit. Compared to If You're Reading This Is Too Late, the projects that I have over it. I ain't gonna lie. This is gonna be crazy, but I have For All the Dogs over it. Niggas not gonna like that shit. I already know.
I'm not even
Hot
that bad
take.
about it.
Hot take.
Whoa.
I love that album.
Yeah, I have For All the Dogs over it.
Like,
Not
okay,
gonna
I'm revisiting
lie.
it. Hold on, bro.
I also have. I probably have Her Loss over it.
Okay.
Probably have. Hasn't Been Long Enough. Most likely Some Sexy Songs for You over it too.
I'm not mad at that.
And that's pretty much it.
Okay. I honestly, hot take. Some of the songs on If You're Reading This Too Late don't age well.
That's not a bad take. I know that's cool. That's cool.
To keep it a bean. Love the album. But like there are a few ones I skip now that I didn't used to skip just because I don't know, it just is not just didn't age the same, you know, if that makes any sense. It's just this doesn't hit as hard as it used to. I think For All the Dogs was hated on too much,
Yep.
personally. And so was Some Sexy Songs for You. There's like the only miss to me, and some people still love the song, or two misses, is Meet Your Padre and Glorious. Or not Glorious, sorry. Greedy. That's it.
Some people. Whoa, Greedy.
Greedy's a miss? You think Greedy's a miss?
Whoa.
Way too long.
I wasn't
Way
expecting
too
that.
long.
Oh nah, yo. I think that's one of the best songs on that album, bro. That's only I didn't even like that album. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I didn't even love Some Sexy Songs for You. I didn't even like that shit that much. But Greedy is one of those ones.
I ain't gonna lie, Greedy is top 5 to me personally. And I ain't gonna lie,
Bro.
I'm one of the people that likes Meet Your Padre, bro. That was one of my most streamed songs from the project.
Can I ask y'all this? Can I ask y'all a question?
It's crazy.
For the people who love For All the Dogs and COB, right?
Okay.
How do you? I'm genuinely asking. How do you get past these covers? Like when you're listening to the music. No, but like dead ass. Cause like before you even press play on the songs, the what you see, like encompasses the vibe of what you're about to hear. So if you're listening to a hard song, that's cool, but like you can't tell me that For All the Dogs this is a good cover. You can't say this is a good cover. This is
No,
you know what
it's
I'm
not.
saying?
Yeah.
You grow to like it
shout
over
out
time,
Adonis.
though.
And I'm not gonna lie, the music to me, the music precedes the cover. I hear the music first, and then it gives me a feeling about the cover. Like I'll be like, "Hey Siri,
Yeah.
play For All the Dogs," and then the cover will still be there. I don't go and be like, this is ugly as shit. I'm not clicking it.
No,
Wait, I can't
I'm
even
not
cuss on here.
saying-
What am I doing? I'm spamming.
I'm not saying you gotta not click it because of the cover, but I'm saying like, okay, so I'm looking at For All the Dogs, right? I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at Virginia Beach and
Banger.
Calling for You, Fear of Heights. I Don't
Yeah.
Give a Fuck by Yeet. All these songs I love, right? Drew Picasso, love this song.
So a lot of hits, man.
You know what I'm saying? No, these are great tracks right here, great tracks. But
I don't
when
think I've heard
when I
away
pull
from
up my phone,
Slime Yacht is amazing.
when I pull up my phone and look at this cover, it genuinely like docks the album down like 2 points for me every single time. I don't know. Like maybe that's just me, but I'm very, very. It's kind of like the same way I hold like kind of what we were talking about earlier, like song length and how many tracks you put on the album. Like it all matters. It all matters. How many songs are on the album matters. The song, if they're 2 minutes or 3 minutes, it matters. The cover matters. It all matters to me. Even the features, it all matters. It's all one cohesive project, you know. So everything matters.
I'm revisiting right now. For All the Dogs is cool. Now I'm thinking about it.
It's okay,
It has
yeah, it's
great.
cool.
Here's the thing. It has great R&B cuts. I like the
Mm-hmm.
R&B cuts on here.
Facts.
Rap though, like the rap cuts on here.
Nah, they weren't
You know,
that tough.
we have first person shooter, and then what else?
Well, and you also mine when I pull it up, it's a Scary Hours Deluxe. So mine's in purple.
Oh yes, I forgot about the deluxe.
Oh yeah, see
the deluxe
that cover's
boosted a little bit.
fire. That
The
cover's
deluxe
nice.
boosted that a little bit.
So
It's just-
no, yeah. See that no, I know. I know. I'm a little biased. It's a little tricky. But if I listen to For All the Dogs with the Scary Hours cover, then I'm like, okay, these songs are a little bit hard. I know it sounds weird. It sounds weird. I know it sounds weird. I get it. It sounds weird. But it's just how I am. It's just how I am.
Alright,
I
fair.
personally don't be caring about the covers for real, bro. I just be listening to the music, and I kind of grow to like it over time. Just like, oh, this song's hard, and they kind of just like, you know what I'm saying. But I ain't gonna hold you, Kendall. I agree with you in terms of like the rap cuts on For All the Dogs. Even though it is one of my favorite projects from Drake, when I think of it, I think of like Away From Home. I think of Tried Our Best. I
Right.
think of 7969, Virginia, like
Promises,
yeah,
Polar Opposites,
like Wickman
yeah.
too. Like I think
Drew
it's-
Picasso, like all those.
yeah, I don't really think about Fear of Heights or like Daylight and shit. Like I don't really think about that.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
Like he wasn't really hooping until Scary Hours. Like in my personal opinion, even like to JB's point, I was my favorite rap performance on that is Away From Home. Like to me, that's my
Yeah,
favorite songs off that album.
This don't feel like home anymore. Slick.
That shit's tough, bro.
That's wild, bro. He said, wait, what song or what album did you say was better than Nothing Was the Same, JB?
I think For All the Dogs, for me personally, For All the Dogs.
Wow.
Her
Wait.
Loss.
Yeah, I thought talking about. Wait, I thought talking about if Reading This Is Too Late. I thought talking about if Reading This
Did
Is
you
Too
say it
Late.
was better than Nothing
Oh,
Was the
either
Same?
Nah,
one.
yeah,
Wait, you
you
said-
finna get him cut up.
Wait, did you say Nothing Was the Same or?
Oh, no, my
Reading This Is
fault,
Too
my fault.
Late?
If you're reading
Yeah,
this
yeah, you tried to put him in there.
Well, I ain't gonna lie, either one. Either one.
Nothing
is
Was the
crazy to
Same?
me.
Nah, not Nothing Was the Same.
Yeah, no.
Nah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Either one is crazy to me. I'm not gonna lie to
Yeah,
you.
I feel like
That's
this
your
might be.
opinion, though. That's- I guess.
I think Iceman's gonna be better than if You're Reading This Is Too Late.
Oh,
Over time.
Oh
my God. I think personally for me, I'm gonna have
Let me look
that.
at it. I think I
I
agree.
gotta go back. I
Let
gotta
me
go
look.
back. bro.
I have to look, but I think I agree.
I'm telling you, like, give me
I was
2,
with y'all this
3
whole
years,
time
bro.
until y'all started giving these.
Y'all, I don't know,
My
guys.
God.
I have every single one saved besides.
Dang.
No, I have every single one saved.
I mean, that is a classic album or a
It's a
mixtape,
classic
actually.
album,
It's
like,
a classic.
That's his best word. What are we saying?
It's
I think
His
from a,
best project.
I think
And
before
bands, 50 bands.
this fire, I think before Iceman, that was his, like, to me, his most get my shit off my chest type of album. because that was right when he got off the deal or
Nah, I'm
whatever,
not
right,
worried-
with his
I'm not
record
worried
deal or
about
whatever.
it. I'm just
He was
thinking.
spitting crazy in albums to me in terms of rap songs, but I think Iceman's a little bit more curated. And when I look back on history and I look back on time, I feel like I'm gonna appreciate that album more than I'm gonna appreciate Dreamless.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think I can say I can. Yeah, I agree.
When you look at it in context, though, this is hard. This is like one of his hardest shit because like this was 2015 Drake, like popping, like this was like nobody could tell him nothing. Like undeniably, this was
Yeah.
his year. Like this is
Yeah.
undeniably his year. And then this following summer, with the Meek diss, like yeah, bro. I don't know.
But what if you had to
Tough
show
one.
somebody who was born in like 2020 all of Drake's songs and they have no context, just the music? Like,
I think I'm showing him this.
I'm
Being punished.
still showing him this. Yeah, I'm still showing him this.
I'm not saying I wouldn't show them. I'm just saying like what the rating. Like they might. I think they might agree with Cam.
Yeah, bro.
There's just no way, bro.
They-
I was with
There's
y'all
names
this
on
whole
here, bro.
time until y'all say this, bro. I was with y'all this whole
Times is changing.
time. I swear to God, like
Nah, hell no. Time's not changing.
time,
And nobody listening to that nigga, bro. Nobody listening to him. Bro, that song
Bro.
is so bad, bro. Oh
That was
my
terrible.
All right, y'all want to do like
Bro.
the speed run for like the actual music between like the 3 projects real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright, so
it's fine.
there's like 3 speed runs though. Like the first one was like our top 5 songs across all 3 projects combined. And then and then honestly we could just start with that. I feel like that's a good starting point. Y'all want to go first?
Oh,
All right, bro.
need some time. Not gonna lie. Somebody else pick up.
I already got mine. If y'all want
Oh,
yeah,
easy.
you got it.
between all 3 projects, right? Top 3 or 5?
Top 5 like all combined.
So like we're combining all 3 in this 5.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
3
gotcha.
projects into five songs. Okay, bet. So my top 5 songs between all projects: Iceman, Habibti, and Maid of Honor. No order, by the way, no order, because it's still very, very early.
Valid.
My top 5 songs are Janice, SCFU, Ran to Atlanta, the first half. Where's that song? Slap the City. I love Slap the City, bro. Off Habibti. That song was a sleeper. It snuck up on me so hard. Like when I first heard that song, I was like, "Oh, hold on!" Like that was the first song I really loved off Habibti. But like I keep on going back to that song a lot. That is in my top 5. My other 2 would probably be Whisper My Name and let's go Make Them Pay. Yeah. Make Them Pay, Ran to Atlanta, Janice, SCFU, Whisper My Name, and Slap the City. Yep.
That's valid.
Yeah, I'm not picking no songs I've made honor. I think that album is just not for me, bro. And I'm looking at these streams right now. These streams are shit. These streams are ass.
I didn't know that we were doing it like that. If it's just that 5, I need more time again. So,
No, I can go. That's a valid top 5. Honestly, I'm trying to think. I'm viewing this. My top 5 is of the songs I like the. Hold on, real quick. Like the vibes I like from Drake, essentially, right? So everything that I would want from Drake would be in these 5 songs. I'm gonna go with "Whisper My Name," no order, but "Whisper My Name." I'm gonna go with Janice. I'm gonna go with WNBA. I'm gonna go Make Them Pay. That's the lyrical Drake I like. And then I'm gonna go off of Maid of Honor only because I love like the Afro House feel of it. Is a New Bestie. That's probably the only song I like off of that shit. I'm not gonna lie, but
Yeah.
New Bestie is fire for me. So out of all 3, I'm gonna go with those 5.
Okay. For me, no order. I didn't hear anybody mention classic. Love classic.
That was gonna be on mine.
It's a good
Um,
song. Yeah.
uh, make them remember. Different make them, but yeah, like that one. Still a big fan of Shebang. Uh, no one's probably gonna put that in A5, but that's still up there for me. Janice for me, and then uh, hold on. And low key, very hot take. WNBA. I actually
It's
love
not
that
a,
song.
I don't
not
think
a
that's
hot
that
take.
hot. Yeah.
I think
My
it's
top.
hot. Yeah, it's a good song.
Okay, okay.
I'm gonna go make them pay Janice. Then we're gonna go back. Hold up. Then we're gonna pull classic and slap the city for me. And then I got one more. Uh I'm gonna go one more. Yeah, I'm gonna go shebang.
Shout out. Shout out.
All right. Fuck. Y'all niggas finna hate me for this. Okay, so first I got Janice, shut the fuck up for sure. Janice, WNBA,
Okay.
and then the other three that y'all haven't said, I ain't gonna lie, I got Dust. Dust is one of my favorites. Y'all was talking about like y'all didn't like the beat switch. That was one of my favorites. I ain't gonna lie. Make Them Know. The reason why I like Make Them Know so much, first I love that the whole song completely. The outro was crazy, and I also like the messaging behind it plus the music video with it. And then lastly, I have Fort Worth with PND. That was one of my favorites. Now,
That was a sleeper. That was fire.
Yeah.
in
I'm
terms of
not
like
mad
what y'all
at that.
finna hate though, first of all, on what's that song on Habibti? Slap the City. I love that song. I just hate the feature so much, bro. Like the
Yeah,
feature.
I like
check out her actual music though. Her actual music's pretty good. Like
Okay,
she's really good.
probably up to that.
I didn't. That's why I didn't put that either too.
I like her feature.
All right, this is where I might have to deafen myself, but classic, right? Out of the 11 tracks on Habibti, if I had to rate each one like from 1 to 11, including Rusty Intro, I'll put it at 11. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Did you say including Rusty intro?
I like Rusty Intro, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I fuck with it. I fuck with it, bro. I was listening to that whole, bro. I'm like, damn, this shit's not as bad as people are saying, bro.
You liked the soul song.
I fucked with it, bro.
Absolutely.
I fucked with it. I fucked with it.
No. Nah.
I'm gonna
God
score
himself
it,
could
it's
have
not
made me like that song. Absolutely not, bro.
Classic 11.
Yeah, I have classic last, but you got to think about it though. Like
I heard you once.
it could also be
That
like,
one. That's a classic.
it could also be our demographics though, because like I'm not really into like classic R&B type shit. Like that's not really my vibe. You know what I'm saying? You don't really see me make
Fair.
videos
I
about it.
guess,
Like
yeah.
that's not really
Yeah.
my vibe. So yeah,
No, I am, but I feel like for
guess-
classic, my hot take for classic, bro, is like people love the first verse. I like the second half. I'll first listen. I like the second half more than the first half. I'm like, I wish it was more cohesive. I don't love Drake on that type of BPM and that type of instrumental as much as I think the public does. But classic 11 out of 11 is
insane.
it's just not my type of music, bro. I
Like
just
there's some other ones on here that you could easily put at 11.
don't- like
Low
what?
key.
Like what?
Like, well, obviously Rusty intro. Like,
I fuck with Rusty
That- that
Intro,
should
but
be
other than
11.
that, WNBA, Slap the City, High Fives. Okay, Her Not There, that might be a stretch. But I do fuck with that song too. I ain't gonna lie.
I fucked with it
Iceman,
before Sexy Red.
fuck
I remember
with
hating the
White
outro.
Bone Bro, prioritizing Fort Worth, White Bone, Gen 5, I'm Spent, High Five, Slap the City,
was gonna say Gen
WNBA.
5.
I'd listen to all of those before I listen to Classic. I'm not gonna lie. And I can see why Rusty Intro and Her Not There is like, but
My underrated song off of that album, bro, and I haven't heard anybody talk about it, is White Bone. I love that beat. I
White
love
Bone's
that
fire.
song. I don't think anybody's gonna like. I think that's gonna be
5 minute
one.
song?
that's in my top 5.
You said?
I just posted
5
my
minute
top
song?
5 too. Oh
Yeah.
Bro, I just posted my top 5 for this project. I had prioritizing Fort Worth, White Bone, High Fives, and WNBA.
We get a little bias on that Fort Worth though.
Alright,
We get a little bias on that. Hey,
Fort Worth is tough, bro. Shit. All right.
Gen 5 is up there, but I still don't think.
yeah, I was surprised nobody said Gen 5. I'm not gonna lie. Gen 5's fire.
It's tough.
Classic's not bottom, bro. I can't. I almost did. People were talking about I'm Spent hot take. I don't like it.
I can see that though.
I like
I ain't gonna lie.
Do you listen to Low Shimmy by itself?
I do listen to Lil Shimmy by himself.
Oh, okay.
Like-
well, yeah.
But I mean, I'm not a big fan. Like you know what I'm saying. I'll listen to obviously his bigger songs and a couple sprinkled other ones. But my active listener, more like passive.
Valid.
Makes sense.
Because I felt like that was like a Low Shimmy song that was Drakeified. So that's why I was asking.
Yeah, you can hear Drake kind of trying to match his sound too.
Be him.
Yeah. Shit. All right. So I had a couple. I mean, y'all can like if y'all have any suggestions or anything y'all want to do, but it was either we could do which project we feel like will age the best. We could do most overrated or underrated songs on the projects. We could answer the question if you feel like people are judging ICEMAN fairly. Yeah, that's like the last ones that I had. If y'all have anything, I don't know.
I like the judge. Wait, go ahead.
Fairly.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, bet we can do that.
There, you start.
I think the short answer is no.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. That's why earlier when I was asking about the whole like rollout thing is because I feel like the rollout kind of invites people that weren't going to listen to it anyway. I already don't think that somebody listening to an album that they don't care about or an artist that they don't care about is weird. But then people will rebuttal that with oh, sorry, I'm getting distracted. People will rebuttal that with, well, how was I supposed to judge it? Maybe like judge it in a space where you just, if I didn't tell you it was Drake, would you have liked it? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I do think that, I think that it's being judged unfairly because I'll get an opinion from somebody and then ask them what they don't like about it, and they don't have any opinion outside of what they've heard somebody else say. So I don't think they formulated their own opinion. That's the only take I have.
Oh shit! I didn't
Yeah, I can go. And I got to jump, so I'll end on this too. It's like, for me, I think the criticism has been lazy from what I've seen. To Daryl's point, everybody has a hive mind, bro. Like everyone's saying, oh, he keeps talking about the same stuff. He keeps rapping about the same shit. Like that's just a lazy take. Like give me an actual good criticism on ICEMAN itself. The criticisms on Maid of Honor and Habibti, I probably have the same ones, right? But on ICEMAN itself, like I generally just wanted a criticism on the rap aspect versus what you wanted to hear from Drake versus what he did. People are like, oh, his pen wasn't as good as before. Well, I'm like, Drake's pen, in my opinion, has always been different from like a Kendrick pen, from a J. Cole pen, where it leans more Lil Wayne, where he'll give you bars. And I think there's bars on his album. Like, I don't think he missed on that front, right? And then on the flip side of that, and I'll say this, I think Joe Budden actually talked about this too, and I peeped it, but he was saying, or someone was talking about this, I forgot who, but they were saying like, who on the flip side could make an album, which rapper could make 3 different albums with these 3 different vibes? You know what I mean? Like, who can make a dark R&B album? Who can make a international club, hit album? And then who can just make a pure rap album? And the answer, I only have one answer. I think Tory could, not gonna lie. I think Tory could easily tap into that bag. He's probably the only one that could do that. But I'm like, no one could do that shit, right? So for me, like Drake tapping into his demographic and understanding that he has different sounds for people, and being able to put 3 albums on that, and all 3 of them are top 3, like right now in the charts. I just think the criticism's lazy. Like you're farming to not like Drake for a reason. Like you can't have Drake in your top 5 Spotify playlists, whatever. So you're boycotting the music so you can fit your agenda. And I think people just came into it with an agenda, and no one listened. Very few people listen to it with fresh ears and opinions. So I just think the criticism's been lazy.
I mean, obviously, I think it got worse. It got worse with obviously the beef like people had already started having those opinions, and the beef rolled around, and that validated people who were already like teetering the line. It just validated them even more to just be a huge Drake hater and be a Kendrick advocate and stuff like that. And I don't even want I love like I listen to Kendrick too. I mean, not honestly not as much as Drake, but like I think that has clouded a lot of people's minds. That the beef is still in everyone, it's still fresh in everybody's minds, especially when they're tweeting. The first thing when Drake drops is like, what does Kendrick think? And the first thing when Kendrick drops is what's Drake thinking. So I think a lot of that has to play into it. But dude, as soon as like we're 30 minutes into the album and folks are like, "Oh, this is Buns," I'm like, "Yo, there's 43 songs." Like there's 43 songs. What are we doing? I think there is a criticism of some people thinking it is maybe boring per se, just because I mean it's Drake. I mean, I, like to Cam's point, I think people need to be actually critical instead of just kind of writing whatever they see on Twitter and whatever. Uh, yeah, that would be my take. But that's, I mean, that's what comes with being the most popular rapper we have known to man right now. So, um, I mean, not to compare him. Like, I know he has the glove. Not to compare him to Michael, but kind of. I mean, Michael had that a little bit. I mean, especially like in the 2000s, people hated, just because all the controversy. He was kind of similar. So
Can I add something real quick?
people hated Invincible when that dropped too, and that aged well.
You know what I'm saying? One thing I think a big point too is I've seen a lot of Iceman reviews. I haven't seen any Maid of Honor or Habibti reviews, and I think that speaks to the fact that people are only speaking on Iceman in a negative way. That wasn't even going to review the other two because that's just the one that's trending. So if it's a trend to not like something, then why didn't you dislike the other two or make videos about the other two? You only went over to Iceman because that's the one that's gonna get the likes and the views and the clicks and shit. There's two other whole ass albums that you could hate on, and one, in my opinion, that has more content for you to not like. Like you could have went straight to Maid of Honor and been like, and just really ripped through that motherfucker like a Pokemon pack, but you
Yeah,
chose the one that's harder. You know what I mean? That's it.
Now, I think certain people built. I don't think it's us, any of us, but I think certain people like built their platform of whatever they're doing on that. I'm on Kendrick's side, or I'm on some hate shit, or I don't like Drake. So
right.
for them, that's how they get their views and clicks. Like I swear to God, I've seen people used to say hate. Like, I haven't seen them in a minute on social media or just like podcasts or whatever, and they used to hate on Drake. But I haven't seen their content in a minute. But I saw this content because it's them shit on Drake because it's viewership, bro. It's aligning to their platform, which I get. I mean, you do your shit on your own platform, but like I said, going back to the point, like everybody already had an agenda going into it, and it's Drake. People are going to hate regardless. So at that point, I just would rather have a non-biased conversation on the music itself, not just the outside politics.
All right, back I could go. All right, so I was finna say in terms of like people judging it fairly, like was it Cam said, like same critic, they say the same thing every time. It's kind of all the like same wish wash, whatever, and with no real context behind it. And when you think about like people who are talking about how much they love the project with reasonable parameters, they're saying like there's certain things I didn't like about it. But when they say they like it, they have a list of things that they can say they like about it and actually explain why. Critics, they don't really have that element to it. And also, I honestly feel like Drake haters were quicker to listen to Iceman than people that loved Drake. You know what I'm saying? So like, I even made a video about this. I made a little skit or whatever. But like, bro, if me,
I saw that. That was good.
Yeah. So
That was hilarious.
bro, if me as a Drake fan, when Iceman first dropped and I seen all these 3 albums, bro, I was overwhelmed. I'm like, bro, this is so much music. Like, how am I finna consume all of this? How am I gonna break this into different pieces of content? Same night, Drake haters already saying 0 for 3, how you drop 43 songs with not one hit. I'm like, bro, as somebody that literally gets paid to do this, I can't even listen to this much music at one time. How are you doing that as somebody that doesn't even like Drake? So like they're definitely not listening. Like that's, you know what I'm saying? That's obvious. Drake said it multiple times. He said one line he said was his haters are really his secret admirers. Facts. He also said he said some other stuff, but like to go back off of what you said, Cam, about like posting negativity, and also I think Dario said this too about posting negativity, like regarding Iceman, just because it's like the big thing, and then like not really talking about the other things that they could easily hate on because they're like objectively worse. Like bro, they have more things to talk about, but they're not talking about it because they know that's not what's really gonna get the views and the clicks. And to back off of that, those pieces of content, like people have been put in side by side. And this is why I feel like people are not judging it correctly or like not judging it fairly. People have put side by side some Kendrick bars and some Drake bars. One is Kendrick saying boom, boom, bop, bow, whatever. And the other one is Drake saying something, whatever along those lines. And
It was
everybody,
shebang that they were using.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, bro, everybody's saying, oh, Kendrick's was different though, but it was this and it was that. I'm like, bro, like there's not really that much of a difference here. You just don't like Drake and you're just not gonna say that. But like, and then another thing was I seen one thing where like people played the songs off of Iceman and changed the cover of it, and all of a sudden everybody's talking about some, yo, low key, why does it sound low key better with this cover on it or like this cover on it? I don't know if y'all seen that or not, but
I never saw that, but
yeah, like they put the take. They did say that. They did say that.
I didn't even see that. I swear I didn't see that. But.
Yeah, I mean, you'll probably end up seeing like it's been going around, but I'm already starting to like see the shift. Like since it hasn't even been a week yet, and I'm already starting to kind of see the shift. Like when bro, I've posted probably like 4 videos a day regarding Iceman damn near, and the comments when I first posted it was terrible. And as I've continued to post, you see the comments start shifting. Low key, why this didn't sound like this before? Why this starting to sound like this? And it's already happened. You can literally see it within your comment section. The more and more you post about it, it gets better and better, like the feedback. And like the more people are getting to listen to it, the more they're able to actually take it in. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, when people first listened to it, bro, and they were hating on it, they didn't really give it a chance. Also, they already had the thought in the back of their head that like, oh, this is gonna be ass, oh, this is Drake, da 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 da. So as they're listening to it, they're hate listening, like they're looking for something to hate on.
They're hate watching, yeah.
Yeah, so that I think is all. Yeah, that's all my points. Yeah.
Yeah, let me say this last thing. I like what you brought up, JB, when you said they was comparing to Kendrick, but I even take it a step further. They're just trying to compare it to something else. Like people are listening to Iceman, and then they're not judging it off the body of what Iceman is, but they're judging it off listening to. I mean, obviously the biggest example is Kendrick, but like even like Future or J. Cole, you know, or like ASAP Rocky. ASAP Rocky dropped "Don't Be Dumb" earlier this year. Like they're listening to it with those ears, and like, all right, is this gonna be better than? Cause I'm not gonna even lie, I do that sometimes. Like you have to catch yourself as a content creator, listening to so much music. You have to catch yourself being like, okay, I can't listen to this just because, and like say, is it better or worse than this? Even though it's easier to do that to like form an idea of how you feel about the music. Like I feel like everybody does that subconsciously, and you have to catch yourself in order to just be like, okay, yeah, this body of work is good, this body of work is meh, this body of work is bad. Like whenever I can confidently say when I first listened to Iceman, I wasn't thinking about nothing else. I wasn't thinking about Kendrick. I wasn't thinking about nothing. I was literally being like, okay, finally, Drake is finally drop. We've been waiting this for 2 years. Like, let's see how this is gonna go. Like, obviously, I wanted him to address what he addressed, but I wasn't thinking in the context of, is this gonna be better than GNX? Is it gonna be better than the Fall Off? Is it gonna be worse than the Fall Off? You know, like I judged it off the body of work it was, and even in the comments like of my videos, I'll see people be like, yeah, this was good, but it wasn't as good as this, or it wasn't as good as that. I'm like, wow. I didn't bring that album up. Why are you talking about the album? Like, let's just digest the album for what it is. And like I said earlier, it's been 4 days, bro. Like, we got to give it more time. Like, obviously, we're having this discussion about Iceman, and I like the album a lot. Like, I give it like an 8. You know what I'm saying? It might go up, it might go down, but we have to give it more time. I say you really have to give an album at least like 2 to 3 months to see how you really feel and how much like you're gonna digest the album to a certain point. Because also, like I said before, have to listen to it in different settings. There has to be a time where you're about to go out with your homeboys and you don't play that album. It has to be a time where you ride in the whip with your homeboys and or like even just by yourself playing the album. It has to be a time where you even love a song enough to show someone who doesn't even like Drake or listen to Drake on the regular to be like, how do you feel about this song? You know? So there's just different instances where you have to listen to the music and like digest the songs in order to really formulate a strong opinion that's going to carry you throughout the years and even have a topic of did ICEMAN hold up like 2 or 3 years later, you know?
Yeah.
Can I add to that? All right, cool. Yeah, because I think everybody's point, especially when y'all brought up the like boom bop bam, I think versus what was on Shebang, I think what was that?
Yeah.
Is that shows on well, I'm gonna tie one more thing into that people will refuse to contextualize something for the sake of whatever narrative they want to go for. Like if you know whatever the reason that Kendrick used the boom bop bam on that song was for, like you can't just discredit that and be like, oh, that was because, and then your whole explanation is you contextualizing that part, but then Drake has a different line and you refuse to do it. Then that's a double standard. That's crazy, because that's coming from, like, mind you, I didn't even know he was doing this. Good Kid, Mad City right here. I don't sit and listen to somebody else's like music if I don't want to, even as a you know what I'm saying? Like even as a like even if I get paid to, you know what I'm saying? If I don't like something, I'm just gonna turn it off. I'm not even gonna like post it. Now if my opinion is asked on stream, or if my opinion is, you know what I'm saying, asked by a community, then I'm gonna tell you like, no, I don't like it. But I just wouldn't publicly bash somebody just because my brain didn't contextualize what your art said. Now I can be objective, you know what I'm saying, and just tell you a couple things that I would change, but I'm not finna sit here and say how you said something was ass unless it's well, I mean, there is one artist that immediately came to mind that y'all said earlier that was the Rolling Loud, that I was like, how the fuck is he there? But I ain't gonna say who that is. You know what I'm saying? But I'll never understand that. But yeah, I just think that the hate is still forced in closing. Oh no, that's what I was gonna say. Was that the beef is just the beef, since it polarized it so much, it made it worse. For some reason, everybody who likes Kendrick is somehow in a Drake algorithm, and somebody who likes Drake is somehow in a Kendrick algorithm. And if y'all hate each other, why are y'all in each other's algorithms so deep?
You know what I'm saying? Hate is what's gonna bring it all together. You know, like the whole social media lane just pushes that. You know.
Shit, we get paid from it, but damn it.
Facts, you know.
Yeah, and I think before I leave, like one thing, Ken was talking to this, is like I always forget. I think we're all in agreement. Like we listen to so much music, bro, where we forget that there's just real life people still listen to Octane, haven't listened to shit different. Like, seriously, there's people who just been listening to one album and haven't listened to anything else except that one thing. So where I was posting, people were like, oh, it's not better than Octane. I'm like, damn, I wasn't even thinking about Octane at all when I was listening to this. I'm like, I'm not even comparing albums to albums. But that's something that I realized, at least in my community, I think in general, like just normal listeners, is that not everybody's as tapped in to this project. And I think Daryl was talking about earlier too, is no one really talked about the other ones, right? Everyone's talking about ICEMAN because it's polarizing, it's the most popular one, it's the title, it's the thing that we learned about. But I know for a fact there's a whole demographic out there that it was not tapped in social media, that does not see that's listening to the Habibti, that's listening to Maid of Honor, that can appreciate that. And I think that's when I first heard 3 albums was gonna come, I got nervous because I'm like, I didn't want all that music, but now I understand it for multiple reasons, not just the business reason, but also because you can, kind of contact the demographic without getting it shadowed by the ICEMAN realm. Like you can get the music out in a way that isn't, I guess, had any negative connotation towards the ICEMAN album, where you can't just rate all of them. So it's a bigger event. But anyway, bro, this has been real. I got to dip. We definitely got to run this shit again.
Before you did, I wanted to tell you something, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I was gonna say, like how you be posting, like how you be feeling and stuff on your story. In terms of like one of the main things I seen was how you said like you don't post anything that is like negative. You don't fuck with, like, you know what I'm saying. You just not gonna even. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I
Yeah.
took major influence from you for that. I ain't gonna lie. So I just wanted to give you your flowers on that, and just know like when you post it on your story, and it might seem like nobody's watching, bro. Like people are watching for real, and that kind of influenced me to start posting different things like about like, you know what I'm saying, how I said like the main saying that I be saying is like, you know what I'm saying, spread more love, show less hate, and life will treat you better. Like I started saying that to piggyback off of what you said, and like ever since I seen you say that on your story, I haven't posted like a single piece of negative content on my page, just because it's like, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to let you
Yeah,
know, like,
right.
yo, people are watching. Like, if you don't feel like people are looking at your story, whatever, like, keep doing your thing, bro. People are actually looking at that. Yeah.
I appreciate that, bro.
And then
For
I was
real.
also gonna
Appreciate
say,
you. But
to piggyback off of what you were saying, sometimes like I forget that I'm in this space, bro, and I'm like,
Yeah.
bro,
Yes,
'cause
bro.
Yeah.
I was on stream the other day with one of my friends from high school. I'm just talking to him, right? We're talking about Rema because like I'm kind of tapped in with like him and whatever, and I'm like, yo, like yeah, Rema's dropping a new album soon. Da 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 da. Like his verse on Octane went crazy. This dude gonna sit there and talk about what's Octane? I said, bro, are we dead ass? I'm like, damn, bro. Sometimes I be
Which is crazy
forgetting,
because
bro.
before Drake, that was like the biggest so
Yeah.
far.
I be forgetting, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy.
It really is crazy. But Cam, hey, I want you to sit on this. When you leave, I know your favorite artist is J. Cole, right?
yeah.
I got a hot take. I'm not gonna explain it. I'm just gonna say it, and then you can dip. My big,
Maybe
my
Rage Bait.
big three.
Trap.
The
It's gonna be
big
trap.
three. Oh no. My
Okay,
big three. Drake, Kendrick, Future. Just sit on that for a little bit. Just sit on that for a little bit. Just sit on
Okay.
that. Just sit on that. You know, we can talk about it later. We can talk
I
about
get
it.
it. Future's top 4 in that room, so I get it. I get
You know
it.
what I'm saying? It's just a little.
You made me rage quit out the stream, but
Oh shit.
I get it. All right, boys. It's been real though. We should do this again for sure.
Deuces. On me.
Yes,
Sir.
sir. And that concludes the Iceman discussion. Big shout out to my guys. I'm gonna put all of their TikToks on the screen right here. If you made it this far into the video, I appreciate you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any feedback on, you know what I'm saying, the topics that we talked about, maybe things that we should have included. And we'll definitely be sure to take into consideration those things once we do the next one. Yes, I want this to be like a thing that we do more often. It was really nice bringing together the community of content creators that kind of like the same type of music, kind of have the same, you know what I'm saying, feeling towards making content, listening to music, the same passion, the same love for it. And just overall, it was just a really, really good experience. And I hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as I enjoyed participating in it. This video is only around an hour 50, and this stream lasted a good like 4.5, 5 hours. So there's a lot more content that happened within this stream that I'll be sure to sort through and upload in the coming days. But this was like the main chunk Iceman Drake discussion. That was like the main course meal, whatever you want to call it. So thank you again so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe up. Let me know how much you enjoyed, disliked, whatever the case may be. And I'm gonna catch y'all boys in the next one. I hope you guys have an amazing day today.